Alright, this is the practice algebra exam mock run through part 5. Now I'm starting with number 12 from the practice exam, and the question is, which inequality is shown on the graph below? Which inequality? So they have 4 options at the bottom, and they have this graph. So I have to match the correct answer to this graph. Now one key thing I can use right away is the y-intercept. That's a big part of the equations and inequalities when you're matching graph to equation or inequality. So this number is -4. So the y-intercept is at 0, -4. Well, all the y-intercepts are at -4. So that doesn't eliminate any options. What else? Well, all the slopes are the same. They're all -2/3x. So that means I don't need to go and check the actual slope because they're all the same. So what separates all the answer choices is whether it's greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. Now, it's the image is kind of blurry. I'm just going to describe it from what I see. There's a solid line here. So when it's a solid line, that means it's or equal to. Okay, that means equal to. So that means I can eliminate A and B because they don't have the equal to sign underneath. So next part, the shading. Okay, it's shaded. It's very hard to see, but there is shading underneath the line. When it's underneath the line, that means less than. So the shading means less than or equal to, and this is what less than or equal to looks like. So I have to find that symbol, and it's right here, D. Here is the answer. Y is less than or equal to -2/3x minus 4. Now I'm going to flip over and do the next. Number 13. Stan's solution to an equation is shown below. Which statement about Stan's solution is true? Okay, A says the solution is correct, and B, C, and D are saying there's a mistake either in step 1, 3, or 5. So this type of problem that has already worked through in the problem and wants to identify a mistake or lack thereof, what I'm going to do is just copy the original problem and work through it myself, and then compare their work and my own work. First step, distribute -6x plus 24 equals 51, and bring down the 3. All I did was distribute this -6 to the x and to the -4, which means multiply both. Now, next step, combine like terms. Well, -6x, there's nothing else to combine that with. 3 and 24, add them together, that's 27. Bring down equals 51. Subtract 27 from both sides. And that will be -6x equals 51 minus 27 is 24. Then divide by -6. Then the answer is 24 divided by -6 is -4. My answer is -4. It does not match the answer from the problem, so that means it is not a correct solution. That means there's a mistake somewhere. Let's look at the first part. Is the mistake there? Okay, my first step, their first step. Identical. So no, well actually, not identical, because this is a plus 24 and they got minus 24. So what they did was not distribute properly. They did not do -6 times -4. Negative times a negative should be a positive, so this is not correct. That means step 1 is the problem. Step 1 is not correct. That means Stan made a mistake in step 1, and from there on it's incorrect. Next problem, number 14. Which best represents y equals -2x plus 2? Alright, finding lines that match the equations is not too big a deal. It's all a matter of looking at the slope and also looking at the y-intercept. So the first part, I'm just going to decide to use the y-intercept. It should be at plus 2. This y-intercept is too low. It's at -2, so that's not correct. This one also at -2. That's not correct. This one, yes, at plus 2. Okay. And this one also at plus 2. That's alright. Now that means my answer choices are only these two, B or D. Next step, look at the slope. It should be -2x. Now when the slope is negative, your line should go down like that. From left to right, it should go down. If it was a positive, this is a negative, okay? If it was a positive, it should go up from left to right like this. So this is a negative slope. That means it's not the one over here, it's actually this one, B. B is the correct answer. They both go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, but they go in different ways. One is up and to the left, one is up to the right. This one is the correct one because this is what a negative slope should look like, B.